I think one of the reasons that people think that things aren't enforced consistently is the different treatment they see given out to different accounts. So on one hand, you have President Trump's account suspended for inciting violence, fine. But on the other hand, your platform continues to allow a platform to embassies of the Chinese government based all over the world to defend and justify the violence and the genocide which they are carrying out against their own people. How do you square, how is that consistent? Is the issue then one of timing? If it's happening in real time and it's inciting sort of violence or something as it's happening, that gets taken down. But if it's justifying violence and forced labour or something in hindsight, that's, although really it is still carrying on, that's okay, is it? I think what I find confusing is how that's possibly consistent with the action that you've just been taking against President Trump's account. It seems to be very different. And I just find it very strange that you're adopting such a different approach. I think one of the things that worries me is that the National Crime Agency told us last September that of roughly just over 1,200 pages that they'd reported to social media companies, only about 40% of these had actually been removed. I find that very, very puzzling. What explanation could you give for them not violating Facebook's user terms? If we look, for example, at the issue of channel crossings, I can't see any sort of sensible reason for allowing posts around sort of tips to help people smuggle themselves out of France, for example, and to put themselves in real danger. And also, surely that kind of thing would then violate your rules around preventing potential offline harm that may be related to content on Facebook. It's interesting, though, because when we spoke to the National Crime Agency, they really were very frustrated that 40% of the pages that they'd asked to be taken down have not been taken down. So could you look into requests from the National Crime Agency which haven't resulted in a takedown from Facebook and write to the committee and let us know the reasons behind that? Because I think that would be very useful for us to see.